Hello my fellow Kenyans, habari zenu wa Kenya wenzangu, I'm Gakonga the coach and the pioneer of Vision Total Football Kenya. Habari zenu ndugu zangu na dada zangu. Kenyans, sometime we need to be sober. You know what? I want to talk about the deal that was done by FKF. Yeah, the deal that was given to the National Super League, the next tier of football in Kenya. From Premier League, we have the National Super League. Now, the deal that they were given by a betting company called Betika. This is the deal I want to talk about. You know what? Betika signed a deal with FKF to sponsor the National Super League in Kenya, ambayo ina vilabu 20 clubs are in the National Super League. And they were given 90 million Kenya shilling is the deal for 3 years. That means is 30 million Kenya shilling per year. In that deal, FKF will take some money from there, and what will be left is 750,000 Kenya shilling for each club per year. 750,000 Kenya shilling. Now, if you divide 750,000 Kenya shilling, yeah, per club per year, you divide that by 12 months, each club is going to receive 62,000 Kenya shilling. My fellow Kenyans, can you imagine a club from Kenya Premier League? We have the National Super League, and a club there is being given 62,000 Kenya shilling for a year, and we call that a multi-billion deal. My fellow Kenyans, let us value ourselves. Let us value our football. I want to be categorical. FKF is making Kenyans look stupid and primitive. Accepting this kind of deal and calling it a multi-billion deal. And I want to challenge Kenyan media. Kenyan media, you are very good. You do very good work. But sometimes when it comes to deals, calling deals like this, 62,000 Kenya shilling for a club in the Super League, yeah, for a year, and we call that a multi-million deal accumulatively. That is not good. Our football, I said before, is not good enough. We cannot get sponsors. A sponsor that who come in the name of betting company, they come and play jokes with our football. So yes, 90 million is a deal for 3 years. From now to 2022, the National Super League, they cannot approach anyone else on this, in regard to the sponsorship, because they will be in this deal for 3 years. But you narrow down that to a club level, it means a club is going to get 62,000 Kenya shilling per month. 62,000 Kenya shilling per month is money a tuk-tuk driver can make in 2 months. Yet, this 62,000 Kenya shilling is being given to a professional football club in Kenya that has over 20 players, and it has secretariat, it has coaches, and they want also to use this money to pay referees. You can now understand why Kenyan football will remain poor forever. Our Kenyan football will remain without money unless we experience a football revolution in Kenya. I want to see a football revolution in Kenya that is going to bring a tsunami, a huge earthquake, and restructure and streamline our Kenyan football. That is the revolution that we are waiting. And my fellow Kenyan, it is going to happen. And I want to talk about one other deal. Yeah? In 2017, we had a deal for Harambee Stars that was given by a company called Mafro. FKF president paraded the company called Mafro on Kenyan TV saying we have a multi-million deal. And this deal was 25 million Kenya shilling per year as a sponsorship for Harambee Stars kit. I made a video then and I said, the company called Mafro, no one have heard about it. Yeah? And I said this deal will not go through with this company called Mafro. Today, that deal never went through. 25 million Kenya shilling per year for Harambee Stars sponsorship kit deal. 25 million is nothing. It's an abuse to our national team. However, still that deal never went through. And everyone in Kenya remembers 2017, a company called Mafro, I think from Ghana or Singapore, being paraded that we now have a multi-million deal. It never happened. Because this is why I want to say again, in 2014, we had we had Joma sponsoring our national football team kit. 2014 to 2016. The deal was 50 million Kenya shilling a year. But in 2016, FKF could not find a sponsor who can do such a deal. They went down halfway and they asked for a deal for 25 million. And that's why Mafro offered 25 million sponsorship deal for Harambee Stars kit for Raia. That is an abuse to our national team. And I must also go back now to this Betika deal of 62,000 Kenya shilling per month for a club in Kenya, professional club in Kenya. That is an abuse to our football. FKF should be ashamed for calling such a deal that it is such a good deal. Kenyan media should also really come out and say, we did not do our calculation properly. If this is what it means, 62,000 Kenya shilling for a club for a month, this is not a multi-million deal. And we apologize to our Kenyan viewers or to our Kenyan TV listeners, because that is not correct. We need to get up, but someone has a good point. They said at least it is something. Surely it is something. This 62,000 Kenya shilling per month for a professional football club in Kenya, it is something. But for how long will we keep saying this is something? Why can't we be proud enough? Why can't we sort our football so we get a deal that starts from $1 billion? Yeah? This pesa kidogo hapa na pale, it is tying us, it is showing us our football is not working, it is making us globally look stupid, tunaonekana ni wajinga, tunaonekana ni primitive. Instead of using our football to help us, we keep having people who are throwing us few coins and we keep saying, oh, it is something, or it is something. Wake up, my fellow Kenyans. The world has become big. I said before, Raheem Sterling wage for 2 weeks can pay Francis Kahata for 64 years. This is why we need to question ourselves. Why is our football so useless? Why do we look stupid when we come to making sponsorship deals? Because we can get no one. And this is why I said FKF has approached 42 sponsors and 45 sponsors, and no one want to sponsor Harambee Stars. We had a betting company called Betini. It's not Betika that we talked about just before. This is now Betini. It's another betting company that sponsored Harambee Stars during AFCON. The deal was 23 million Kenya shilling per year. Where is that betting company today? They have quit from sponsoring Harambee Stars. As we speak, Harambee Stars has no kit sponsor, and you know very well, we have seen on paper that FKF is saying they bought Harambee Stars kit worth 8 million Kenya shilling. My fellow Kenyans, oh my God. Kit for Harambee Stars player at AFCON costed FKF 8 million Kenya shilling. My fellow Kenyans, we need to think. In our Kenyan football, we need serious leadership. We need proper football leaders. We need serious thinkers. Instead of joyriders, yeah, cheerleaders and flower girls. We need a leadership in our Kenyan football. And not just at the national office, all the way to the world level. Here's a branch, here's a sub-branch. We need proper leadership. At the moment, that leadership is missing. Kenyan football entirely lacks leadership. That is why the government of Kenya cannot get the correct leadership, the correct vision for our Kenyan football from the current leadership of our Kenyan football. My fellow Kenyans, support Vision Total Football Kenya so that we can bring a revolution in our Kenyan football. Our Kenyan football need to have a fresh start, a new fresh start. We have nothing that we can talk about reforming. We have nothing in our Kenyan football that we can talk about restructuring. What we need to talk about is ushering in a new era for football in Kenya. A new beginning is the only way. My fellow Kenyans, I urge you to follow Vision Total Football Kenya Facebook. I urge you to support Vision Total Football Kenya. If you are going to listen this video through YouTube, remember to subscribe. Vision Total Football Kenya is live and kicking. Our football revolution is on course, my fellow Kenyans. I leave you in peace. I'm Gakonga, the coach and the pioneer of Vision Total Football Kenya. I leave you in peace. Aluta continua. The fight, the struggle for our Kenyan football goes on. I leave you in peace. I'm gone.